Welcome to Wind Down and Focus. We are Annette and Christina, photographers with over 15 years of experience in portraits, branding, and senior sessions. We're here to share everything we've learned along the way.
We focus on creating genuine, memorable moments through the lens and can't wait to bring you tips, stories, and behind the scenes from our photography journeys.
Each episode, we'll chat about photography tips, stories, and fun, all while sipping wine.
So grab a glass, sit back, and join us for some casual conversation, laughs, and photography goodness. Let's wind down and focus.
Hello, welcome to episode 19, Business and Market Shifts in Photography for 2026. And we might as well talk about some possible new styles for 2026. So we're going to hope and give you guys some ideas of what might be coming down the pipes this year.
So far. But we'll probably know more after our conferences. But
yeah, for sure. We got a bunch of those lined up.
Yeah. What we're looking at so far. What are we going to talk about?
Our wine first, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. We're back to red. No more champagne. Sparkling wine. You know.
Yeah.
Not for now. Well, if we do a podcast around my birthday, we can do champagne again.
Yes, we
can actually do champagne.
Yes. We can pop it and everything.
Pop it and everything. Okay, so for today's episode, I brought us a Syrah, and it is from California, Sonoma County region. It's a North Coast Syrah. It's from 2022, and it's from the winery Jolie-Laide. I double-checked. I'm saying it correctly. Okay. Jolie-Laide.
Jolie-Laide.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is a $38 bottle of wine that I purchased for $17. And I will tell you about that at the end of my description.
Boy.
According to their winery's website, here's what they say about this wine. The 2022 North Coast Syrah has a blend of 70% Sonoma County and 30% Hawks Brut Vineyard in Yorkville Highlands, creating a union of rocky, rugged, and high elevation windswept landscapes. To capture the cool climate and distinct nuances, each vineyard was harvested by hand early and vinified separately. Upon arrival to our winery, the grapes were crushed by foot, old school, and fermented, and whole cluster was fermented with native yeast in a top open tank. So that's just, a style that people like to use that I'm not going to go more in depth about.
That makes me think of that whole Lucy episode.
Yes.
Stomping.
I know, right? We're drinking that right now.
Hope their feet are clean.
The juice was later pressed into neutral French oak barriques. Barriques.
Barriques?
Either way, I Googled that. It's a small wine barrel.
Okay.
Made out of French oak. So that's what it is. And they're left in there for 14 months. The 2022 North Coast Syrah harmonizes the distinct qualities of each site by capturing their expressive floral, herbal, and spicy elements while preserving the delicate North Coast nuances of blackberry, lavender, rose, white peppercorn, and graphite.
All right.
So before I tell you about how I got it for $17, let's talk about the food that we ate with it.
Yes, she made some yummy food.
Yes, so I did some Googling on what Syrah is good with, and we ended up eating some bacon-wrapped mushrooms and bacon-wrapped dates that were both stuffed with goat cheese. The reason why, from the research I was doing, it pairs well with the Syrah because of the smoky, salty fat of the bacon, which softens the wine's tannins and mirrors its savory character. The mushrooms add umami and earthiness, which aligns with the Syrah's meaty and peppery notes and makes the wine feel deeper and smoother, which definitely,
yeah.
The dates provide a touch of natural sweetness that highlights the Syrah's ripe, dark fruit flavors without making the wine taste sweet. So together, the balance of fat, umami, smoke, and subtle sweetness enhances both the food and the wine rather than overpowering either.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think it worked really well with the wine.
Yeah, when I first tried it, I did get the, really all I got was pepper.
Yes, me too. That was the more forefront note that we had when we had it.
And then when I had the, what's the cheese we have?
It is, the other cheese, it was a truffled medium hard cheese.
Okay, so when I had that, it smoothed it out. But then when I had the bacon wrapped mushroom and date, so bacon wrapped mushroom smoothed it out. When I had the date, it brought out more of the fruit that was in it.
Yeah.
That was
definitely. I ate the mushroom with it first, and I thought that it kind of chilled out that peppercorn that I was getting really strong when I was drinking it by itself. And then when I tried it with the date, more of that fruit came forward.
Right.
But both foods really smoothed it out. It was really
it
good.
did.
So
yeah.
it's very good with food.
And we had my husband come in and try it, who's not a wine.
Oh, yes. Connoisseur.
Yeah.
Like we are.
Whatever that
We're
word
so
is. Yes. But we want another opinion. So he tried it and said, oh, it's good. And we asked him and he said, yeah, you got the peppery once we told him.
Yes.
But then once he ate he had the mushroom and he said, oh, wow, that really smoothed it out. So it definitely smoothed.
So I think anybody who isn't even a, bi-weekly wine drinker like we are, can still tell a difference.
Yeah, it worked. It was yummy.
So where I bought this from, there's this website called lastbottle.com. It's an online wine retailer that focuses on daily wine deals, usually featuring a standout bottle out of a small curated selection. So my husband is the one who does this. And he's like, oh, I found a good one today. I found a good one today. So it constantly changes. And sometimes he'll be like, buy 6, get free shipping. Buy 2, get free shipping. So normally he sees what's on sale, does a quick Google on it to see if it's something we'd like. And then if he thinks it's something we like and it's 6 or less free shipping, we typically kind of get like half a case or less to kind of like add into our wine stuff at home. They offer a deep discount, often advertised as 30 to 70% off typical retail prices. Unlike traditional wine clubs, there's no subscription or a commitment. You simply buy the wines you want when you want them. And that's exactly true. Like we literally he has an account, but he doesn't pay for it. It's just an account for the website. And then he just logs on and buys what he wants. Limited inventory model, meaning once a wine sells out, it's gone, literally until the last bottle, making each daily drop feel a little urgent and fun for the wine lovers, which yes, it does have that kind of like immediate kind of like. So one wine, I'll tell you, he had gotten a couple older vintages of it and we liked it. Then one popped up the other day and the vintages that we were drinking were like 2019, 2021, I think. That same bottle popped up as a 2006 vintage and they wanted $39 for it. You only had to buy one for free shipping.
Okay.
And the only reason I talked him into buying it is because that's the year we got married. So this November will be our 20th wedding anniversary. So I was like, babe, $39. It's a little bit more than we would spend on a bottle of wine, but we can drink it on our 20-year wedding anniversary. So we did get it. It came in the mail the other day. So the company also operates related sites called First Bottle Wines, which is a sister site to Last Bottle, and it serves as a browsable online wine shop. And then they also have Last Bubbles. You want to guess what they sell on that one?
I don't know. You tell me. Do tell.
Sparkling wines.
Yes.
The company has been around for over a decade and was described as one of the internet's faster growing high-end wine deal sites. So while I didn't want to tell everybody, I decided, you know what? Let's share the honey hole. So
share the honey hole.
Check out lastbottle.com. You won't be disappointed. It might take a little bit to like figure out what you want. You might not want to pull the trigger right away because it's like, it's one offer at a time and you have to be like, okay, this is the style I want. I'm assuming they have whites on there too.
Which I was gifted a Deerberg white wine that we should on one first.
So like we had the other 2 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. Because we haven't had a white.
We have not.
In a while and it's a Deerberg.
The only white we've had is sparkling.
We did have one that was good. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I don't remember. Yep. Okay.
All right. We'll have to look it up. So before we get into the whole business and market shifts in photography for the year, let's talk about a little news that's been buzzing today.
Yes.
Imaging is going on. I made it 2 years ago.
I have never been to Imaging.
It's a good conference. It was in Kentucky when I went, so it was a good drive. I don't remember where it was last year.
Easy drive. It was only 4 hours from us.
Right. Well, this year was Nashville, so it was easy drive as well.
Yeah.
But just timing, all that good stuff. But so Shutterfest, the one conference we talk about going to every April, the owner had put out a nice little YouTube. And of course, all of our networking friends are,
oh my God, our text strings went haywire.
Blowing up with this. But we have a editing software that, we'll just say it,
Evoto. Yeah.
Evoto, that we've talked about. Everybody loves it. Yeah. You're probably using it. It's amazing. However, they decided to throw out a little leak today that
at imaging,
thinking
it'd be this amazing idea of like, look, photographers.
Right. But it was kind of like a stab in the back towards photographers because they're supposed to be a good editing tool for us photographers to use to better our time when we're editing headshots, seniors, whatever you're editing.
I feel like the main point of them creating ePhoto was anything we can do there, we can do in Photoshop, but it's going to take us
a lot
longer.
Especially for the people like us that have learned old school how to do stuff. It has saved us a lot of time.
Yes. So they are really good about saving time and making the images, helping you like smooth the skin.
It's not perfect. You still have to tweak the
frizzy hair.
Right.
So what did they
So basically they put out a leak that they were going to let consumers use it and create their own headshots, which would cut out us as the photographer.
Yes. So a random regular consumer could purchase and download a photo.
I think it was for free. So I said it was for free.
And then upload their iPhone headshot.
Yes.
And ePhoto would make it look like this professional
and they could,
backdrop.
Yes. And they can tweak like things that they wanted to tweak on it.
Better than what ChatGPT, for instance, could do.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because a lot of people use ChatGPT.
I know they're already out there, but it could do better than that. Now they're claiming it was a mistake. It wasn't supposed to leak. And they did send out an apology. So
they did. Within the day of
because it was at the conference and they said a lot of people, it got a lot of negative backlash.
Absolutely it did. It's a lot.
So that's in the news. We figured we'd share that and
just happened today.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on that because it's got all of us photographers up in a little frenzy with what's going on.
Jobs, please.
Yes. We don't need them taking it away. But anyway, so we're going to talk about the business and marketing shifts for 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Photography in 2026 isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things really well.
Yes. I feel like the photographers who are thriving aren't the loudest online. They're the clearest. What you do, who you help, and why they need you.
Yes. So clients want clarity, not chaos. So clients are overwhelmed. Too many options actually cause decision fatigue.
I get that a lot with decisions in life.
Right. You look at somebody's website, you're like, whoa, dude, take that down a notch. Like you got too much going on.
Figure it out.
When someone lands on a website and they see like 47 packages and you get stressed to the point where you're like, oh, screw this. I don't even want to scroll that.
You as a photographer think you're giving them so many options to cater to them, but honestly, you're just stressing them out.
You're stressing them out, confusing them, People just want to know, is this for me? Do I trust you? And, how do they know they trust you? Well, reviews, your authority, having stuff on your website, just be consistent. One of the good old networking terms is people do business with people they know, like, and trust.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they do that. But also, if they don't know you, they need to see consistency and clarity on your website.
Yes.
It can't be, let me offer you every package in the underneath the sun.
Make it easy, make it concise, make it clear. Don't have all these rabbit holes people can go down because, people are only going to spend so many seconds on your homepage. And if they're stressed out, they're moving on to the next one, the next Google search.
Well, think about just even this day and age, like just the younger crowd, they are very fast paced. They can't, why do we have TikTok? Because we're just scrolling through videos like this. Like, you need to have something that they can go through, get on, get the point of what you're doing, why you're there, who you are, and then move on. Like they can't be confused.
I have always made a point with my wedding packages to keep them simple, very simple. You pick how many hours you want from me that day, and that's it. That's the only thing you have to worry about. And then everything else in each of the packages is the same. The price changes because the amount of hours you want me that day's change. That's all I do. And I actually only did that for around COVID time because people were doing shorter weddings. Yeah. Otherwise, I only had one and it was 8 hours and you could add more time and that was it.
And that was it.
8 hours is the standard. But now I have 4, 6, and 8. And you can add a la carte, but I keep it nice and simple. I email them back and I give them that one PDF that says, here it is. That's it. You don't have to go deep into my website and try to find it. You don't have to click around. It's attached to this email. Open it up.
There.
It's a 2-page PDF.
best to keep things simple. For my seniors, there's, basically 2 separate packages. One is for more geared towards the guys because it's, they don't want all the location changes, and one for more. And then headshots are just basic. It's a headshot session.
Right.
I do offer the social media every once in a while, but, and same thing with branding. It's one package. So just try to keep your stuff, to a minimal. Don't freak them out with all these added on extras, and you're going to confuse them.
That would confuse me. As the photographer, the owner of the business, I would confuse myself, and I'd probably mess things up and end up giving the client the wrong thing because I'd be like, wait, hold on, my package. And then I was going to discount this, and I was going to go over and do this. Okay, what?
Yeah.
A, B, C, D. Okay. Like that would, I need to keep it simple for myself. And then in turn, it stays simple for my clients.
Right. Agree. You have to understand your own pricing. And if you can't, and somebody calls you out, like,
I have been called out before, and I'm just kind of like, you know what? Let me get back to you on that.
Yes.
Or I find some way to be like, I'm not going to answer you.
Right.
Because I don't want you to know I don't remember. I need to go home and
figure that out. When I first started doing in-person sales and started doing packages, and somehow the packages I made seemed to fit my brain, but I never added up the costs with my, a la carte stuff. So a client did say, well, you do know if you add this up, it's actually more. I'm like, oh, I need to look into that.
Damn
so
it. That's where our math skills as artists don't work.
So you learn from it, but again, just don't have too many options.
Yes, absolutely. I will say the most, and I still don't think it's confusing, but my most, has the most changes of it package is my newborn session packages, because I want them to buy multiple sessions throughout the first year.
Right. Yeah.
And so the way I have it set up is the more sessions they buy for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, blah, 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 the less per session they pay. Okay. Oh my God. Doing that math that day. It was the hardest. It was so hard because I'm like, hold on, does this make sense? Hold on. Now, if they add this one on, but then I only give them like this much more, it's a lot. That was not. Christina does not math well. She does not math well.
You need math when you create your packages.
Kind of do.
So double check.
Maybe you have a spouse or somebody. Anyone who does math well. Double check your stuff before you post it if you're like me.
But before you sell a package.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Our next thing that we're noticing when we're doing all of our information searching is consistency is the new luxury. Clients value knowing what to expect. They value style, experience, and communication. Luxury doesn't need to mean it fancy. It just means consistency. If your emails, website, and photos all feel different, people will get nervous. They're like, what the hell? Like, this photographer's all over the place. If they have no idea what you do, then they don't know what style they're going to get. And if they know what they want and they can't figure it out from you, then they're probably going to pass you up.
Yeah. Yeah. I try to keep all of my color schemes, my images are the same style, or all that on my website. Is when you see images of my work, that's what you're going to get. Even as we're talking about trends, there are new trends. And yes, it's okay. Jump on
play around with them.
Right.
Figure it out if you like it.
But do your style, because even with the new trends, if I post what I like and that's my style, but yet here I go and post an orange photo and then a really light neri photo, they're going to look at this stuff and be like, what images am I going to get?
Yeah. What am I going to get after this session? It's going to be something that's worth the amount of money I spent.
So you can't go off of where we're talking about different trends. You can't sit there and just, I'm going to go off of every new trend and then put it all on your website. You need to be consistent and figure out what your style is, and whether that is a new trend, well, then I guess you're going to have to change it all up and get new work on your website. Right. But find what's your style and keep your whole website consistent. Even your marketing down to your Facebook, to your post, everything. Keep all those colors the same and consistent.
Yep. Especially when it comes to not just your portfolio work, but your brand look. Coming from a graphic design background, that helped me know like how to be consistent, how to make my logo look professional, how to like do all those things. But a lot of times there's photographers out there that have no idea the marketing behind it. And you have to teach yourself that.
Well, even colors have if you do a
different
search on colors, like they say blue is a good buying color because it's happy or comforting. So like on my price sheets in front of clients, I have like some blue on it that says most popular because it says that draws them to it. I don't know.
Blue is like a calming.
Yeah, I think it's
too,
calming.
Yeah.
So maybe it makes them calm to buy. I don't know. But that's why I used it, because it said that. And I was like, okay. But so you look at your colors that you're using on your website. What does that say about you? Like what do you want to evoke with those colors?
Absolutely. And which is why going to these conferences like Shutterfest is... Yeah, I'm thinking Shutterfest in general because there's so many different kinds of classes you can take there.
Because that's a lot.
And if you want to really you have no idea what you're doing with your marketing and
they
have no idea where to start. There's definitely going to be some classes that will be beneficial for you there for sure.
Or just look on YouTube.
Or that.
Get YouTube certified.
Yep, there you go.
Always the best place to start. Okay, so number 3, we're going to be doing one thing well beats doing everything. So specialists feel safer to clients than generalists. People don't want a photographer who can do it. They want someone who does it all the time, experienced, and they know what they will get. So even when you technically do a lot, clients don't need to see everything. They don't need to know everything that you do. And I know
I'm going to let you talk first.
Okay. So, and I agree we should all be able to stretch outside our boundaries, because I do that as well, but I've never put it on my website, well, until recently, only because I feel like if you can narrow in and hone down on something, well, I had the seniors in the business, which I feel like I'm still doing business. I'm just branching out different stuff, but it helps you just
business umbrella.
Right. It just helps you with that marketing. You're consistent. You're showing up. Hey, that's a senior photographer. That's what I want to do. Now, on the same flip side, I get people that I can do this, I can do that. But it's the way possibly that you set up your website, or maybe have different websites for each one, so that people understand what you do. Because if they look at this, oh, that's a photographer that does this and this and this and this. Whereas you're like, you need a high school senior photographer. Oh, I know who specializes in seniors. I need a headshot person. I know who specializes in headshots. I feel like that gives you a little bit more authority than somebody that just has everything on their website. Like everything under the sun. Have you seen those websites where
I know what you're talking about? Yeah.
They have a million pages on the top of their menu, everything that they can do. All the categories. And so that's where I think you really need you can do those, but let's find a strategic way of doing it on your website to where people get on, they don't get confused about what you're doing. Like for you, you love weddings, you do headshots, you do families. I think
I do a lot of things, guys.
Yes, she does. I think as long as you can do it on your website the way you need to do it, you can still do it. You just have to be strategic, because I think you have your weddings, you have your families, seniors, headshots, you have that. Basically, if I went to your site, I would get an idea that's what you do. It's not like because you have those on there, but they're not, I don't feel like your site is
too confusing.
Yeah. Whereas you get some people who think I can do it all, and they just want to put it out there. So like they have a million menus at the top with everything.
Which is why I put my pets on a separate website.
Right.
For instance.
Yes. Yeah. And you got your pets. I forgot about that. You got your pets. But I think once you get to a certain thing, you need to start branching off to different websites.
Right. I knew with my pets, I want a whole different name and everything like that.
Right.
So I have a little bit of a soapbox, and I'm going to be quick about it, but in a nutshell, my entire existence of being a photographer, I have been told to hone it down, to only focus on certain things. And I have ignored that it'll be 16 years in business. I've ignored that because I'm like, no, I like to do this. I like to do that. I like to do that. I'm not going to hone it down. So I've always ignored those people. So I understand why, people are going to be drawn to okay, she only does senior, so I want her to do my senior because she knows what she's doing, the kind of thought mentality. But I don't fully agree with it. The idea that doing one thing well always beats doing multiple things well assumes that quality and your range in what you do can exist together. But I think I personally think that they can. I photograph multiple genres because I've put in the time and the experience to do each of them well. I don't feel like my skill set's been diluted by my choice for doing multiple genres. I think that it strengthened it. I think that my clients hire me because I'm experienced, I'm consistent, and I understand their needs and I'm reliable. I think those qualities come from me being professional and from me mastering my skill, and not because I only do one avenue or the other. So yeah, that's kind of that in a nutshell. That's what I feel about that. So that's what I say. When you're telling me I need to pick one or two things and I do 6, I'm sorry, I'm not going to stop doing 6.
Well,
I keep doing it.
I think that's fine. I think it comes into play where, as like right now, I am trying to branch into just a new avenue of business. And with that comes a whole new learning skill. And so I could completely understand if you need to be specialized in that, because you can't, somebody like that didn't practice it.
Right.
And then you're like, well, I do this. And then you don't.
But what you are doing, because I've been seeing you do it, this new thing that she's going down, which you guys all find out at some point in time.
Yes.
You are taking your own time to hone your skill at it. To make sure you just don't go out the gate and be like, hey, guess what? I'm adding this to my portfolio. You're like, she is sending me like what she's working on. She's been working on this and working on this. She is honing her skills. So then once she goes out there with it, she has that experience already for it, because she's been down in her studio day in and day out, doing like,
figuring it out.
I did that. I did this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm trying to figure it out.
Goodness, girl.
But we all have a skill set, but that's the thing. Each, I feel like, genre has a different skill set to it that you need to learn. And if somebody's going to be paying you, you need to be able to perfect it
before
for them.
You can offer that as a skill set. You need to be,
you need to understand it and really get it. Just like one of the things I'm learning right now is all the reflections on bottles. Like that's not you. I would think, oh, we'll just set this light up, this light, I'll use diffusers, blah, blah. It doesn't work that way, guys. There's a lot more that goes into it. So it can get frustrating. So I understand where some of that needs to be like, oh, this is my craft and this is what I've really learned to do. But I do think you can do them all. You just, if you're going to advertise it,
make sure you've put in the work beforehand.
Right. Because you can't advertise something and then
agreed.
Rotate something over half-assed, because then people are going to be like,
because you have been putting in the time and the effort, and you are going to go into it once you put it out there as knowing how to do it. That's going to add to that. Like, okay, I trust her. She's got, are you at 18 years now? I don't even know how many years you are.
Yes, 2008. So yeah.
Okay, you're at 18 years experience.
Right? Yes, I think
we're gonna go with 18.
yes, because I have 2 more till 20.
Okay, I was gonna say you're a couple more than me. Yeah. She's got that much. She's got 18 years experience. You can tell by her website how good she is with lighting. Lighting, wow, is the same with a lot of things you're learning. No, it's not.
It's not. With different things. Seniors, I can light them up.
Yeah.
It's fine.
A human face is different than
human face
inanimate
in a
objects.
bottle. No, it's not. So there,
To pull this all together, feel free to try more things, but make sure before you actually try to sell yourself to somebody, you've actually got a little bit underneath your belt to like realize the nuances that are going to make you look professional doing it.
Right.
And not an amateur.
Yep. Agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. Okay. Moving on.
We knew that one was going to be a long one.
All right. Number 4, streamlined processes equals better experience. The experience matters just as much as the final photos. Mm-hmm. We've told you guys this plenty of times before. It's very important. It might even be more important sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Fast replies, clear next steps, and no guessing for the client. That's what they remember. Nobody wants to wonder, did I book correctly? Did it go through to her? What happens next? What's my next step? Like you want it to be nice and simple for them.
Right. So that's, whatever system you're using, if you have a system, whether it be like, so for me, I have my emails where it responds to them. I have guides set up on landing pages on my website. So if they need it, basically when they inquire, they can go through and click and get to these guides that give them all the information that helps answer their questions, so that they're not looking at my website going, well, I wonder this, I wonder that. They can click on these guides within the landing page and it goes to another landing page that gives them all the information they need to know. So it's very important to have that type of system set up so that it is an easy process for them, so that they understand what they're booking,
Yes.
what they're getting, all that good stuff. On the flip side of that, I will say people sometimes don't read. So be careful with that, because it happens way too often.
Yes.
However, that's why you have stuff in print, writing. Even when I send my emails, like when they book, they get an email, has all the information again, so that it's like being repeated to them. Then they have to actually sign a contract. It's being repeated to them. Sometimes you have to do that so that they're getting the stuff repeated to them, because they will miss it if they don't see it a minimum of 3 times, I feel like.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
If anybody is an Office fan, like I am, there's an episode where Michael Scott says to Oscar, he says, will you explain it to me like I'm a 2-year-old?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way I like to think. Like, it's not trying to be crude or anything like that. It's just kind of like, make it as simple and easy that a freaking toddler could understand it. And then your clients will thank you. They'll be like, okay, that was a very easy process. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So I always think about Michael Scott. I'm like, okay, would Michael Scott understand this? Would he be able to make his way through it? Or do I need to explain it to him like he's a 2-year-old?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep. And the same thing like with these landing pages and stuff. Make the information simple. Don't make it very confusing, but just allow it to answer their questions, where they don't have to send you an email or a text or whatever that, says, hey, how do I know about this or that? Or what if it rains? Like, have all this stuff on a landing page that they can just think about the top possible things somebody asks you all the time and put that on a landing page for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that can help. Like, I have a high school senior welcome guide, and that's what I'll send. And that's, what they can go on to with their email. And they see it all. And there's all the information in there with facts
right there,
and questions and all that stuff.
When I talk normally in conversation, I give long stories. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows this about me who knows me at all. Christina's the long storyteller.
What does your husband say? Give me the DR.
The abridged version, please. Or he'll say something like that.
Give you the down.
Yeah, give me the down. What does he say? I can't think of what he says right now.
DRL.
He's a smart ass, so.
Is it DRL? It means like what's that?
Well, he's a smart ass. So he says something smart assy. We'll just leave it at that. But I will say, though, that if I type something out and I can tell it's in my tone, which I want it to be in my tone, I will then be like, okay, Christina, cut the fat. You repeated yourself 3 times. And then I'll
do that.
And then sometimes I'll have him read it, be like, okay, this is too long. And then he'll give me his opinion. Sometimes I want, sometimes I don't.
we appreciate Chris. So make sure you have that stuff all set up. And as far as like streamline your process, I know fast replies do get business, but if you have that set up where you're your weekend, you're not going to respond, then keep to your boundaries. You need to have boundaries too. But if you are fast to respond, that helps as well, just because I know I can respond an hour later and they've already talked to somebody. So
yeah. Especially there's a particular wedding venue that I work with a lot in Herman, Missouri, which I've already talked to you guys about Herman, Missouri, when that Herman wine we had.
You should go check it out.
Yeah, and I definitely make sure I get back to them pretty quickly, because they find there's been times in the past where I've burnt myself, where I took a little over 24 hours to get back to somebody. And they're like, oh, we went down the list and we found somebody else already. I'm like, damn it. So yeah, you'll learn that. It's like, you want to be fast, but you also want to have a life. There's like a balance. But if I see one come in real quick from especially a Herman Hill, I'm like, oh, okay, I got to respond right now.
Right. Well, and I also feel like if you have that information already on your page, then they don't have to know much more to book. Right?
True. I don't have it on my page just because I want to have that interaction with them.
Right.
So then it's on
you don't want to have too much pricing on there, but just enough of the questions to get you to where they're like, okay, I'm interested.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So we're going to talk about intentional and trendy. So trends come and go. Intention builds trust. If you're constantly changing your style to match Instagram, clients don't know who you are. People don't hire trends. They hire confidence.
Absolutely.
So a lot of the trends in the last few years, I see with seniors and family, and it's more the natural light photographers, and they're doing the really orangey, or they're doing the sunset, but it's very dark and
Yes. I don't like it because I'm like, why are you
contrasty.
paying me all this money to give you something that your iPhone?
That's not going to be
It's
something
not
you're
gonna be the
going to put on
quality.
your wall in like
Yeah,
20
it's not
years
gonna
because
be
it's not going to be
quality.
timeless. Yeah. So, you don't want to necessarily jump on those bandwagons and do
Yeah.
that. I mean, play with it if you want, or if that's your style, that's your style. But here's the thing. You keep changing your style. Nobody's
If
going to
you
know.
stop doing that when it's no longer popular,
Mm-hmm.
and then you do the next one, or
Yeah.
you might have a hard time figuring out what to do. Be like,
Right.
oh, I don't know what to do now because I've only been doing orange for 3 years and now nobody wants it.
Yeah.
So it's tricky.
And
to
then
jump on
nobody's
those
going to be
trends.
confident in you
Yeah.
because, oh, well, who are they? What are they? What
Yeah.
am I going to get with them?
Yep.
So you really have to find your style. And if your style is orange, great. Do orange till the end of time.
Right.
I don't care. But you
Be
don't
consistent.
follow the trend just because it's the trend.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think she said everything that I would want to say. Number 6, success looks quieter in 2026. I don't know how to be quiet.
No, she really doesn't.
Here's what we mean by that. Not everybody winning is posting every day. Some of the busiest photographers that I know barely show up online, but their calendars are still full.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell you from personal experience, I have not posted since my fall was busy. We're in the new year.
Mm-hmm.
I got really busy in the fall. I stopped posting. Then the holidays came and I was busy, but also just hanging out with a lot of family that came in town. And I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm focusing on my family. I don't care. Didn't post over the holidays. And now it's the new year and I'm kind of like been out of it long enough that I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do it. And I'm working on updating my website for the year. And then I'm working on, now I'm really about getting my reviews and getting more and more reviews to Google. Like every time a client texts me and says, thank you so much, I love these images, I'm like, I'm so glad you love them. Will you mind giving me a review real fast? And so I've been pumping up my Google reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still been consistently getting bookings. And I have a fairly busy first quarter. I feel like just because I haven't been posting hasn't hindered me, is I guess the point that I'm saying. Reviews, I feel like reviews are what show up in Google when people are doing their searches. If you have those Google reviews, as we all know, that's what's important.
Have the keywords.
So if it's a lot for you, especially like I am going to go back into it. I'm not going to be weekly like I was because I just know me. I know myself enough to know that like I would start to get anxious knowing that I had to come up with a video. It would definitely like really make me nervous and anxious, and I could do it, and I do want to keep doing it. I know it's important. I still want a social online presence, but I'm not going to let it scare me throughout the year. I'm going to focus on other things. And I don't know, is what I'm saying?
No, it makes complete sense. And I think a lot of us,
I feel like I've rambled enough.
No, you're good. I think a lot of us would rather not have to do it because as you know, it's a job in itself. And I spend several hours a week doing it. I have found there's a program called Plan, PLANN, and that's made it a little bit easier for me for the posting, but it's still a lot of work. And I do like to have an online presence. And so something about me does not want to give that up. I want to post. I want people to be seen. And I do think
you are very good at doing it and being consistent.
I think if you keep doing it, you're seen. But here's the thing. I think it really also depends on where you are in life. So for you right now, you have families that have used you. So you kind of consistently get referrals because those kids are growing and all that stuff. I got a lot of referrals when my kids were all in school. My kids are now out of school, so I don't have that network with that. Yeah. So the only other option is to make sure people still see you because I'm not in the schools anymore, so they can't see me. Yeah. So to see me, I need to be on social media where the kids can find me or the parents can find me. As far as businesses, unless you know enough people, I did try the networking groups and I will say it works for some. I'm not going to dog them. My problem with it was I spent so much more time actually going to the meetings and having one-to-ones
and getting anything back.
Well, then working a week and then trying to work. And then the problem was, I didn't get a really good return. And also, a lot of those people already had a photographer for whatever. Because there was a lot of photographers. There's a lot, as we all know, there's a lot of photographers everywhere.
Right.
So everybody kind of already had their photographer.
A genre that you didn't do either.
Right.
Or you didn't want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it just, for me, it was time that I could be spending posting and doing these videos, because I couldn't do that when I was spending 2 hours a day in meetings and then another hour doing one-to-one every day. Seemed like you were always setting up one-to-ones. And then I didn't have time for editing. And so it just wasn't working for me. So for me, I found that just trying to have that social presence online, because right now I'm not in the schools. I really don't do much else besides hang with photographers and my friends. And my friends refer me. I don't do a whole lot of families anymore. So that doesn't really, I don't have that to refer me on to other things such as you do. So I think there is a flip side. So you really have to determine what your place in life is right now. And then that kind of helps.
I think you explained that really well. And I think that everybody listening back to both sides of it, they'll find themselves on one side or the other. Mm-hmm. And I think we explained it well of like, okay, if you fall on this side, this works for you. If you fall on this side, this works for you.
Well, our friend Rita, who we had on the podcast, so she has a lot of different networks of friends because her kids are very involved in different things. She doesn't post, I think, at all. And she gets continual business, but it's because she is involved in so many different things. Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like if you're involved in different things and have such a network, then you don't have to really.
Then you can kind of lay off on the. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have my immediate friends who I love and spend time with. My kids aren't in school anymore. They're not involved. My son's off at the Marine. It just, you have to look at your stage in life and decide, what's best for you.
Yeah. And if you're 20 years younger than us, you're listening to us and you're like, dude, I can make a video and post it, no problem.
Right.
And that's fine
too. Again, there's several different stages of life. Yes. And you probably have a ton of friends. So I think you have to take your stage of life, look at your networks around you and decide from there what you need to do, because it is about networking with people and making friends. But if you don't have that network outside of social media, then you need to hone in on social media.
When you brought up Rita, I think that I subconsciously, without even thinking it, having her on and her kind of saying like, no guys, like I'm not on social media. Like, I think that resonated with me without realizing it, because I was feeling so guilty of not doing any posting just because I didn't get around to it. And then I got to a point where I was just kind of like, you know what, it's been long enough. Let's just keep this train going because I'm doing other things.
Yeah.
And that, I think that subliminally registered with me of like, oh, look at how good she's doing and she's not doing the posting. Maybe I can find a happy medium there.
Right.
I definitely do think I need to post. Hasn't been a negative effect on my business thus far.
Right. And so,
but I do think there's a happy medium I need to find.
Crossing back to that would be if you were posting and then you just fall off the face of the earth. That's not good either.
I know.
That's not good. So because then they're going to think you went out of business, or you're not, so
Google already shut me down once.
Right. So you do need to, like, if you decide to cut back, you do need to try to post, because then people that have been following you are going to be like, okay, well, I guess that person's another one that closed the doors, or so I feel like you do. If you are a poster and you just go dead silent, that's probably not a good thing either. So
that's true. That's just true. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So we did our banter on that one.
We did our banter. Yep.
Okay. So creative and photographic trends. So natural motion and cinematic feel. Just like shutter drag used to be the fun style choice, or, your gels, or like the last few conferences have been shutter drag, gels, anything like that that's new in like the senior realm, or, kids find cool and whatever. Right? Yeah. Fire. Don't really put fire. You might get in trouble. Light somebody's hair. Instead, now it's just like, instead of like just having one crisp frame, people want to see that movement and not just a pose, right? So they want like the senior flipping her hair and moving around and twirling and smiling at the camera, and not just your pictures. Yeah. So I think that's been the trend. And I think that's going to continue on and be more so of a thing. Like you see a lot of these videos going where they're actually moving and engaging in the cameras. Now, I personally haven't done that. only because I feel like I don't have an assistant. I think some people have an assistant to help do that.
Right. It makes sense to have,
Yeah, because I'm too much in my head and I'm go, 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 that I don't pick up my phone and be like, oh, twirl in front of the camera. But they like that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say do that with headshots or anything, but like families, seniors,
having
even weddings, I think, like just a little.
for sure.
If you can hire an assistant to come along and do that, that probably would be very beneficial for you. I have not done that yet because
for me, it's called a husband. For you, it's called a daughter.
My daughter doesn't like to do that.
My husband doesn't like to do either.
So it's trying to find somebody that doesn't mind doing it. And because I want to be concentrated on what I'm doing. And I think that's the problem. My mind goes into, okay, we got these outfits, we got this location. What are we doing? And so I don't pull out the phone and do that. I need to either get better at that or hire an assistant. So if you're not one that is into doing that, then maybe, look at hiring an assistant. But that is the current trend. And I do see that staying for 2026. And if not getting even, even heightened somehow.
Yeah. I think anything that you can add to your, especially if you're photographing seniors who, is the next generation of kids, anything you can add to your stills that you're giving them.
Right. Well,
can
just think
only
about
be beneficial.
Think about families, how much they would like to see. We all know photographing a family can be chaos at times.
But so it can also be fun.
It can also be fun.
Something that mom wants to actually look back on.
But I think they like to look back on all of it. So it can be used in all genres.
So another creative trend that we are seeing is real light, real tone, and a raw feeling.
Right.
Film grain, warm sunset tones used to be trendy. Now the vibe seems to be trending towards authentic light over stylized looks. Clients are tending to say more now, I want me, not a filtered version of me, which I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Annette and I's style has always been that. It's always been like, we're gonna make you look beautiful, and we are going to just edit that and make it pop more. That's what I always say. That's what I like to say to my clients is, I'm not going to over edit you. I'm going to make you just pop more and make you be the best version of you.
Right.
And I like to think like, you remember when you were a kid and you were learning how to put on makeup and your mom was like, less is more, less is more. Yeah. And then the one time you put on a really full face of ugly makeup, you're like, oh shit, mom was right. Less is more.
Some kids say that.
I feel like that's kind of, the same thing.
Yeah. So I feel like we do that. We try to take them in their natural. Now we do use light, so versus natural light, but which helps them bring them out even more so. And I always tell my clients, if you're, especially seniors, if you're a natural beauty, like you don't wear makeup, then don't wear it. Like be yourself. Obviously, we're going to remove the blemishes, stray hairs. You're going to do stuff like that. You're going to take it up. With headshots, I always tell my clients, like the camera, because it is so sharp and picks up everything.
Every pore.
Every pore. You look older in it. I always take that down 25%. Now, if you want me to take it down more, I will take it down more. But you want to try to keep them as natural as you can, but light them perfectly to emphasize like all their features or de-emphasize features they don't like.
Right.
If that's even a word.
Yeah,
but
it's a word. We just made it.
As long as you can learn that with lighting, you're bringing out their natural looks the best way you possibly can. That's the best thing to do is know how to pose them, know how to do the stuff to where they do look natural because that's what they want. They want the natural look.
And guess what? They're going to still like that picture in 5 to 10 years.
It's not going to be orange.
If you lit it right and you edited it right, they're going to keep loving that picture and they're not going to be like, oh, remember when?
Do you remember like the what do you call it? The mall shots that we used to always get? Glamour shots. Nobody looked like themselves.
Oh, glamour shots.
So like this will be something that's them. But a lot of those kids they do want that. You do get the kids that are like, oh, I want the whole shebang. I want the makeup, the hair, I want to look like a Barbie doll. And that's them. Each person's their own. Yeah. All right. So our takeaway, the shift is From Hustle to Intention. So in 2026, the photographers who win aren't chasing everything. They're refining what already works.
Yes. Clarity, consistency, and confidence. That is our vibe for this year, guys.
Yeah.
Clarity, consistency, and confidence. Get a tattoo of it.
Right. Maybe don't do that.
If you want to.
Right.
The 3 C's.
And on that note, we are looking for guests this year.
Yes.
So we would love to have you on the show. Please go on the website, fill out the form. If you have something to talk about, let's hear it. Pass on the love of education to everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. All right. Until next one.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of Wind Down and Focus. We hope you had as much fun as we did. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode full of photography tips, stories, and of course, some laughs.
Thanks for hanging out with us, and remember, whether you're behind the lens or in front of it, keep having fun and capturing those unforgettable moments.
Catch you next time as we sit, chat, and focus on what makes photography awesome.
Before we go, can you do us a small favor? Go online right now and share this episode with one friend who you think will love it. And while you're at it, we'd love for you to leave us a review. It really helps us reach more photographers like you. Also, don't forget to check out the show notes. We've got a free guide waiting for you when you subscribe. It's called 5 Ways to Get More Photography Clients, and it's packed with actionable tips to help you grow your business. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time on Wind Down and Focus.